So the first message is this one. Please don't stop regulation according to the fact that we need to agree with others. Take the main area, U.S. The Dodd-Frank Act. It was very, very quick process, 2,039 pages of the measures that have to be implemented. And now, with the change of the parliament, the President Obama has had great difficulties to realize, to implement what is written in the Dodd-Frank Act. In Europe, we follow a different way. We don't go for general issues and guidelines as the Dodd-Frank Act is. We go point by point, regulating the matters. So it's really more efficient. We do support the endeavors. Take into account that in that moment it was very, very difficult to imagine to achieve those results, and we are seeing that the track, the path that they have imagined are going in a solution. So we have to admit, and we are very, very happy at this, that the Commission is really implementing its program in a good and in a good way, in a good and efficient way. So another point is, let's go. You have the support of civil society in terms of insist. And those messages are very politics, man. You know, the parliament that gave some position, that made resolution and participate to the regulation is a regulatory body and legislative body. But on the other side, the fact that we have from the civil society this kind of push is a strong boost for the European positions. We have checked about what's happening in U.S. in the Dodd-Frank Act, and this is one of the proposals that we raised. We asked to the Commission to think about